Well, for every United fan outside there still mourning about the loss to Arsenal, I have a consolement statement coming in from a player who captained Arsenal for very many years and is their best player ever. That is Thierry Henry. He has come out and really backed Eric Ten Hag and really given us his verdict on what he thinks about Manchester United and how they played yesterday against Arsenal. Then Kane Snubs United looking like he's going to put pen to paper on a new contract at Tottenham Hotspur. To me, it's really a boost to me because I hate him at the age of 30. No reason for us to go in for a player who is 30 years of age, yet there are players who are really good that can really come in through and really help us do the needful. Then there is the Garnacho agreement soon, obviously, and we are really going to sum up this with Tom Keane, the negotiator who negotiated deals for United in the summer, that has been relieved of his duties from Manchester United. Welcome to United Matters channel. How are you guys? How is the evening taking you? I feel most of you might be really perplexed, confused, in dilemma, but losing to Arsenal, the best team in the Premier League, 3-2, we put up a fight. They are home. Not bad, because I believe every team that we are competing with for the third and fourth positions is going to go at Emirates and lose. Even Man City will go out on the Emirates and lose. Horok and David is my name. Don't forget to subscribe. Now, I want to kickstart off this with this statement coming in from Thierry Henry, because you might be a United fan outside there still mourning and nursing wounds that we've been beaten, but Thierry Henry had a different perspective altogether that really leaned towards the manager of Manchester United known as Eric Ten Hag. He's telling us that I'm happy that Arsenal won and they deserve to win after their performance in the second half. But boy, United look completely different under Eric Ten Hag. I'll be honest, I'm a big fan of Ten Hag and I like him very much. He's the coach I recommended to Laporte. Laporte is the president of Barcelona after Koeman got sacked at Barca. He's a genius. Today we saw a team with 3 years of development against a team with 6 months of development. Also, a team with 1 week of rest against a team with 2 days of rest, yet still Man United went toe-to-toe, which for me was surprising. I thought Arsenal would be all over United from the kickoff and United players will sit back, but I was wrong. United, in fact, had better control of the ball in the first half. You give 1 more year to Ten Hag and back him in the market, United will be a force to reckon with. No disrespect to Sir Alex, but if Ten Hag gets it right at United, they will play more attractive football than they played under Sir Alex Ferguson. That is Thierry Henry, that is the former Arsenal captain, coming out and really giving out a dissection that most people don't want to look at. You know, most people look at a win or a loss like it's the end of the game. It's not the end of the game, but he's telling you about lots of things. One, he's talking about us having had a manager for 6 months and he has gone toe-to-toe with Arteta. That's a plus. Secondly, we played a game in the midweek against Crystal Palace that stretched us. It was a game we played away and Arsenal rested for 7 days. So he's talking about these players that really went toe-to-toe with Arsenal, yet Arsenal had rested for 7 days and this team is just in the hands of Ten Hag for just 6 months. So he's talking about Eric Ten Hag bringing beautiful football at Manchester United if at all he's backed. And I know if at all in the summer he gets close to £250 million of backing, I believe he'll go on and really play beautiful football. And he has also gone ahead and thrown in something concerning Sir Alex Ferguson. But I believe Sir Alex Ferguson and beautiful football were not in the same statement, because Sir Alex Ferguson just built up a character in the players. That's why I 100% disagree with people who talk about the philosophy of Sir Alex Ferguson. He never had a philosophy. Ferguson just got the players and put them into a fighting mode. That's it. You're playing for Manchester United, you're not supposed to lose. That's what Ferguson was all about. But for Ten Hag, he believes in a beautiful style of play, and Thierry Henry is really telling us that he's going to bring a lot of football that is really beautiful at Old Trafford, and That's not a disrespect to Sir Alex Ferguson, but obviously more attractive football will come in under the era of Erik ten Hag. And you see it building up. Those patterns, the sequences are really building up slowly by slowly. And with time, Ten Hag will be up there with the big boys. Now, he said this on CBS Sport and Amazon Prime. That is Thierry Henry for you. And that's what he really said after the game of football. So I found that important because I know there are very many United fans outside there who are really still nursing wounds. Some are even hiding because Arsenal fans are really trying to threaten them by posting messages on social media and going ahead to really go on and really hold parties and walk around the city to see to it that they really inform the world that Arsenal really went ahead to win. So that's it. So let's leave that at that. I hope it really console and nuance your heart to a level of really being back and ready for the game. Now, this morning, David Austin has told us that Manchester United target Kane is open to signing a new contract at Tottenham Hotspur. His priority is to win with Spurs or with them. His representatives have not held serious discussions over an exit. Now, when you hear something being discussed by David Austin, you know to it that it's coming in from the right source. Though, I've had some people allege that this is a story being put out by Daniel Levy and the board of Tottenham Hotspur to go on and really spin around the bad form that Spurs are in. Remember, they were beaten by Arsenal over the weekend. In the midweek, they played Man City. Man City beat them by 4-2. Today, they are playing Fulham, and in a game where they might also lose it. So I think they really sat down as a board and said, what story can really calm down the fans of Tottenham Hotspur? And the best story is all about Harry Kane, because for the previous 2 weeks, Harry Kane has been linked to Manchester United, that Erik ten Hag has always wanted him to come at Manchester United and be his targets man as a number 9 for United. So I might look at it in that aspect, but provided David Austin is the man behind this story, I put a lot of respect to it. He doesn't really release information that is not concrete. So he has told us about that, but to me, I really love it. I love it. I don't like Harry Kane at Manchester United. We'd rather go in for Vlahovic. I told you, if not Vlahovic, Benjamin Šeško. If not Benjamin Šeško, Victor Osimhen. If I don't know Victor Osimhen, last option should be Harry Kane. Harry Kane should be the last option of strikers for United to sign in the summer, because the amount of money being put on his head, close to 80 or 90 million pounds, can go ahead and really sign in a player like Benjamin Šeško, and you get some savings. Šeško, if at all we cough out 60 million pounds, Leipzig will sell him, because they've said Nkunku, a proven player, at 60 million euros, that is like 55 million pounds. So it shows you that if at all we cough 60 million euros, that is like, well, let's say 60 million pounds. That means you're saving like 30 million pounds on Harry Kane, and you're bringing in one of the best prospects of the world, handing him to the manager, or to the manager Erik ten Hag, who is famously known for really improving talent, especially young players, and putting them to the next level in the world. So that is a player known as Harry Kane, and I don't fancy it. This has come to me as a very huge story, and I'm excited about it. I don't think it will turn heel. If it really turns heel, I'll be disappointed, but Harry Kane should stay there. But I'm asking myself, why should Harry Kane keep himself at Spurs? Does he think Spurs is going to win a trophy under his era? He has scored goals. I believe at all he stays at Spurs, that will be the huge career suicide I've ever seen in the game of football, because it's disastrous for a player like Harry Kane who is scoring in goals to go out and really not find himself lifting a trophy in his entire career. Remember, he has never lifted a career apart from the Golden Boots and the one he won at the World Cup. Those have been winning the Premier League, but the rest is history. The best has ever come close to a trophy is in the Champions League final when Liverpool beat them by, I think it was it 3-0? Then he came close to a trophy, the Euros. They missed it out on penalties, so it shows you how close he has been. But at the club level, I see no hope. Him winning things at Spurs, I see no hope. And Fabrizio Romano today has been on the United stand and has said the following about the deal of Harry Kane. He said it's never been close between United and Harry Kane. They are discussing summer signings internally, but that's nothing out of the ordinary. So Harry Kane to Manchester United has never been close. Neither have discussions ever really reached even what we call 1%, as confirmed to us by Fabrizio Romano. But internally, United are discussing options for the new number 9. Remember, Erik ten Hag has made a number 9 as the marquee signing of United, because the first season it was the midfield. This time around is going in for striker, and the Harry Kane has found himself on the list of Manchester United, but United has not gone ahead to discuss anything with Harry Kane. So we wait and see how everything is going to get and pan out on that situation, but I don't want to see Harry Kane at Manchester United. That's it. I don't want to see him at Manchester United. Then again, Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead and really hinted about the Alejandro Garnacho situation. I know most of you are really worried about this guy, but Fabrizio has told us that Manchester United and Alejandro Garnacho are very close to an agreement. The final details are discussed regarding the salary and the duration of the contract. It's said that United are really offering close to £33,000 a week to Alejandro Garnacho with add-on bonuses. So we are waiting to see whether Alejandro Garnacho is going to put pen to paper and extend his contract until 2028. United want to sign him until 2028. His family and his agent believe that that shouldn't be the decision that Garnacho should take. If he's to sign a contract for how many years are those? 6 years from now, United should really cough out huge amounts of money to the pockets of a team known as to the pockets of Alejandro Garnacho, of which United are really looking hesitant for this. But it looks like Alejandro Garnacho is finalizing everything with Manchester United. He's happy with the club. He's playing games. Ten Hag is using him very well, reserving him sometimes. And obviously, no doubt that Garnacho is really one of the most good talents that have ever blessed United from the academy, after the likes of Mason Greenwood. Rashford is also there, but I believe the ceiling of Garnacho is really more high than that of Marcus Rashford. I saw people yesterday complaining that why didn't Ten Hag bring on Garnacho? You know, sometimes there are games that you feel like I shouldn't bring this boy in. If I bring him in, it might really spoil his spell that he's having with the club. So I believe Garnacho never played, came on yesterday and in the I think the 4 added minutes. But obviously, he never had enough time to really kill off Arsenal. But I believe in the game of Nottingham tomorrow or on Wednesday, he's going to start. He's going to start. That's what really going in my mind, that he's really going to go ahead and scatter. And tomorrow, I'm coming back with what we call the match preview for that game of football. Now, this story has really excited me, and this is where I love Erik ten Hag putting his emphasis to all into action. You know, a man known as Keane, he was doing the interim role of the head of football negotiation at Manchester United after Matt Judge was sacked. Obviously, he went ahead to discuss these deals, but obviously David Olsen has confirmed to us that Keane has left interim role as head of football negotiations at Manchester United. Keane came close to joining on a permanent basis, but has returned to a law firm, Brand Smith, and is not involved in the January window negotiations. Obviously, if you are Erik ten Hag, you can't keep a player you can't keep this negotiator known as Keane with you, because he failed to negotiate deals more amicably and friendly. We ended up being ransomed by Ajax. You get? I think the hugest deal that affected our transfer window was that of Anthony. If we got Anthony at £50 million, we would have saved £35 million and maybe gotten Cody Gakpo in the summer, because Ten Hag wanted another centre forward at Manchester United. But because Keane was really ill at making negotiations, we saw ourselves spend £35 million more on Anthony. And the way he was really taking on these deals and negotiating them, I believe it really never showed to Erik ten Hag that he's the right person to go on and do the job. So, with the power that Ten Hag has gone ahead to be invested in at Manchester United, I believe he told the board, we shouldn't trust that man anymore. We should get another chief negotiator who is really good at negotiating these deals, because we are really being ransomed on players. And Ten Hag really got to know about it, but it was too late because he couldn't change anything. And if at all he really told the board, sack him, they couldn't sack him because Ten Hag had not yet done any job at Manchester United that could make the board entrust him. And secondly, Keane had not done anything. So he had to give Keane a benefit of doubt to go ahead and be to do the job, but the job he did was dirty according to Ten Hag, and that's why he has been really told leave the club. But he was so much ready to stay at the club, but the club has told him leave the club because the work you did was not appreciated by the manager, because your negotiations were not up to standard. So it looks like United are really looking in for the head of football negotiations again. And with Eric Ten Hag with us, I believe you're going to get the right man. Not so. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below. What do you think about Thierry Henry's words after a 3-2 loss to Arsenal? Kane snubbing United. What are your thoughts about it? For me, I'm happy about it. Then Garnacho agreement. Your thoughts are welcome in the comment section below. And lastly, what do you think about a player called, what is it? Thierry Henry, Kane, Garnacho, and Tom Keane. So your thoughts on those stories are welcome in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Rock and David remains my name. A sign out for now. See you later, my lovely mates, and may the Almighty God bless you abundantly. We return, I think, in 3 hours from now to bring you the latest news and information coming in from Manchester United as we talk Casemiro returning and many more. Bye-bye. Good night for those that are really going early to bed.